Hello everyone, my name is Lowko, and today I got another game for you. Do you remember what this game is called? Oh my god, 3, 2, 1, it's going to be BAM! StarCraft II, it's action. If you cannot see in this overlay that I just put up with making a lot of action sound noises and whatnot. It's going to be a Zerg vs Protoss, the third game in a best of 9 series between LiquidHero, spawning as the blue Protoss in the bottom left corner of Daybreak. And of course, his opponent for this game is going to be none other than MVP.DRG DongRaeGu, spawning as the red Zerg in the top right corner. So yeah, if you haven't seen the other games yet, I would recommend you go ahead and actually watch those first, because I'm so going to spoil you right now. So if you haven't, 3, 2, 1, BAM! LiquidHero ended up winning the first 2 games in this best of 9, but of course not all hope has been lost just yet. Because, well, it's his best of 9, really. In best of 9 you just have to win 5 games in total, and well, being at 2-0 behind, of course, you're going to be a little bit demotivated, and of course you're going to be, you know, you're not going to enjoy that, but there's no reason you should actually already count yourself out, especially if your DRG winning a GSL is not an easy feat, and he actually managed to do this. So I won't be surprised at all if if MVP.DRG would be able to just pull back from this. Of course, LiquidHero, being no slouch himself either, he's really good if you haven't noticed it just yet. And yeah, it's going to be interesting how this game is going to develop. Well, yeah, we could talk once again about MVP.DRG, but I can already, without seeing this game at all, can already assume he's going to go for fast 3 bases. If he's not, however, we got an exciting game on our hands. But you know, most Zerg vs Protoss players at this point in time opt to go for the hatchery or the spawning pool first, followed up by double hatchery. So it looks like DRG is not even going to bother by getting this natural up. He's just instantly moving to the third, and well, probably, yeah, he will just get it up while this this probie guy is still just moving in the natural. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, it looks like LiquidHero opt to go for a Nexus first this time, instead of first getting his forge up. A little bit of a deviation, of course, but it's a little bit more economical. Of course, I don't know if you've actually checked out this this rush distance on this map, but it's a really long way to actually get to your other opponent's base, and even that, even better of a reason, he managed to just scout the entire Zerg base, and he was like, yeah, there's no way this Nexus is going to be blocked, there's no way he can put early pressure on me, I'm just gonna go for a Nexus first, then followed up by a Forge, then followed up by a Gateway, and last but not least a Photon Cannon to ward off any kind of zergling shenanigans, and this Photon Cannon will actually finish in time. Well, maybe if you rushed for the natural of the Protoss, it would have been a lot harder, but you know, the Zerg play is always scared of cannon rushes and proxy pylons and whatnot, so they are pretty much always going to loop around the bases and actually check if something's going on right there. Catching the probe, actually, that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is going to be important for LiquidHero. He doesn't know about his third base just yet. He can assume it, especially because he's playing MVP.DRG, but of course, yeah, Daddy third base is going down, and LiquidHero knows he's playing pretty much a completely standard game. Right now, opting to go and actually go and get the cybernetic score up, as well as getting more probies. Of course, probies being the best unit that the entire Protoss arsenal has. The more probes you have, just the more stuff you can make, and all Protoss stuff seems to be fairly good from the eyes of a Zerg. Of course, I'm totally not biased, but you know, come on. Protoss units are good. Like, you know it too. You just know it. Don't lie. Don't lie to me, please. So yeah, I imagine MVP is, I wish it was MVP. MVP playing Zerg, no. MVP.DRG is probably going to get his guesses up around the 6.5 minute mark. Probably going to take 3 guesses at once. Also going to just keep the injects up in all his bases, getting as many drones as he can. And, you know, he actually knows about this Nexus first, so he can just delay getting a few Zerglings, and he's going to be able to scout this. Look at this clever overlord placement right here, on top of this little pillar right here. There's no way this this overlord can actually be hit, and you know, I don't actually know. Yeah, with an observer he can be hit, but you know, this is perfect vision right here. If a probe tries to sneak out, they will most likely sneak through the smoke, or they will try and put a pylon up there, right there, or sometimes even Protoss player opt to get a pylon like right underneath the overlord without even knowing the overlord's up there. So if you're a Zerg player, always pop them at those locations, as well as right here, that's one. There's right one, and here's right one as well. It's of course also behind the bases. And right now, DRG is seeing those third and fourth guesses are taken. He already knows about the first and second one. It's going to be interesting how he's going to respond to this, because it looks like LiquidHero is opting to go for a macro game instead of some rushing strategy. It's actually being pretty risky right here. Moving out with a sentry already. Of course, there's a zealot, but if like 8 zerglings came around right now, you know, could have just picked off this entire set right here. Of course, sentries are worth a lot for the protoss because, well, generally you don't want sentries to die ever. Like, usually protoss player get sentries and then just keep them the entire game. Like, they are not going to sacrifice a sentry for nothing, right? So yeah, it looks like LiquidHero is going for the most standard of standard macro builds of the protoss player. Of course, he can put pressure on, but most likely going to opt to actually get. Yeah, he's not adding any gateways at this point in time, so most likely going to opt and get more bases up relatively soon. Whereas the Zerg player, of course, just started his lair up, as well as having the Roach Worm. Pretty standard play right there. Also starting his Evolution Chamber already, and I wonder if he's going to get the upgrades just now. And yeah, he's also even adding a macro hatchery in a pretty weird location, I gotta say. If you would ever, this is like my personal bad feeling when I see this kind of hatchery. I'm always thinking like, well, what if I make a few ultralights late game? They're not going to fit through this funnel probably. You know, that's just my Zerg god, even though you don't really play ultralights versus protoss. Anyway, we are not even discussing the game. I'm just talking strategy. I should be talking about the game. Oh my god. Okay, well, it looks like LiquidHero is going to move out right now with those sentries, getting a little bit aggressive. Of course, the Overlord is already in the back right now, going to scout this base for growing up. Is it the base? He's not saving up minerals just yet. He's only at 200 at this point in time, but most likely going to be able to get this base up relatively quickly. Of course, there's already 2 immortals out even. He's just hiding them behind his robotics facility. I wonder what's going on with that, but there we go. The hatchery or the nexus is going down in vision of the Overlord, so DRG is completely safe at this point in time. Starting his +1 attack upgrade, as well as the burrow upgrade in his main base, as well as the Glio reconstitution, which, if you didn't know it just yet, that's the roach speed upgrade, making the roaches move a lot faster. And yeah, he's just on 4 gases right now. Pretty standard right there. He's going to be pretty gas starved though, so yeah, oh my god, he's even making it a little bit worse. Or not worse, but rather more interesting. He's getting the Ventral Sex upgrade, which will basically make the Overlords capable of carrying units, as well as the Overlord speed upgrade. So most likely going to go for some drops, but right now we see the protoss player moving out across the map with a rather big army. I gotta say, this is a huge army by the protoss player. And actually, oh my god, he cancelled the base, but it is in vision of DRG. DRG knows right now the all-in is coming, but is he going to be able to respond to this, because the Nexus was cancelled? There's so many units that Hero can put out at this point in time, and you know, he just doesn't have a big army of himself just yet. Roach speed only just now finishing, and right now he's scouted that the entire army is across the map already. Is he going to be able to actually force field off this army? There's also a war prison, as well as a probe right there making a pylon, and there's actually zerglings catching the probe right there, as well as the pylon. Nice catch right there. But of course, you know, this is a huge army. All these sentries have a lot of energy, more and more being warped in by the war press, and of course nothing is going to be able to shoot up for the Zerg player. But right now we see a nice engagement right here by the Zerg player, going to try and actually move and surround both alleys right here, baiting out as many forces as we can. But already the Immortals are going to town on all those roaches. But of course there's Burrow, nice micro there by DRG, going to be able to actually burrow all his units if he micros properly. But no, he's actually using a few roaches right there for basically nothing. And at this point in time, it's not looking actually that amazing for DRG. He of course didn't expect that Nexus cancel, but man, he should not be able to lose this game at this point in time. But look at all the damage that the Liquid Heroes are doing at +1/+1. Of course, having nice upgrades right there, whereas the Zerg player only having +1 attack upgrade, and all the drones are going down at this point in time. 15 drones already died right here, and those Immortals are just doing so many kills right there. This one has 15 kills, this one has 24, this one has 13, man. This one is an executor. Having 24 kills, oh, and it looks like, yeah, DRG is not going to be able to actually hold this off. Such solid play right there by LiquidHero, of course, mixing in a little bit of a cheesy strategy, just because he is LiquidHero and he's already up 2-0 in this best of 9, and of course he needs to get his A game out, try and play as many specific styles as he can. And there we go, MVP.DRG costs GG, and it's going to be 3-0 for LiquidHero. So I want to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next game, and I see you again. Bye!